Welcome to Blackpool, one of the UK's leading resorts, one of the best places you could come as a family. In this video, I'm going to talk about select attractions that I think you should visit when you come to Blackpool this summer, starting with the Sandcastle Water Park.
Hold on tight. Oh, here we go. Oh,
Located on the south shore of Blackpool, this is the UK's largest indoor water park, and there is something for everybody to do. Let's start by taking a look at what you can do as a family, starting with the Ushy Gushy River Creek Lazy River. This is a great way to start your experience at Sandcastle Water Park. There's a nice steady flow of water pushing you around the circuit of the lazy river. You can either swim with it, or you can just relax and let the water take you around the circuit, or something else that's popular for people when they first get into the Sandcastle Water Park, and that is the wave pool Typhoon Lagoon. This is a great way to acclimatise to the sandcastle, get used to the water temperature, get used to the temperature inside the water park, enjoy the pool, enjoy the waves before going on to the slides. And talking about slides, you've got 3 slides that you can enjoy as a family. You've got the Thunder Falls, a yellow and blue slide. Now they may look like big slides, but they're actually very family friendly slides. They're not high speed. You don't need a rubber ring to sit on to go round them. They are body slides. They're at a fairly decent pace and they're a lot of fun for a family. And then you've got the Treetops Water Chutes, which is a couple of really small slides which your children can do by themselves or with an adult. They're a lot of fun for the younger guests going to Sandcastle Water Park. If you're a thrill seeker who's watching this video and thinking, well, what is there at the Sandcastle Water Park for me? Well, don't worry, there's plenty for thrill seekers to do as well, starting with the Master Blaster. The Master Blaster is billed as the UK's longest indoor roller coaster water slide, more than 200 metres of adrenaline-filled excitement. This water slide is a little bit crazy. So you sit on a rubber ring and you may end up going forwards, backwards, sideways. There is airtime. It's very thrilling. It's very fun. And it is probably the signature attraction for thrill seekers at the Sandcastle Water Park. And then there's Montezuma. This is one of those water slides where you get a little mat and you go down face first. So you actually, at the start, you push yourself down into a lying down position and you're off. And you're traveling at high speed with this mat, head first, going really quickly, and it is so much fun, so thrilling, and it's actually quite scary, even for somebody that has been on very big roller coasters all over the world. And the fun does not end there for thrill seekers, because you've got Aztec Falls, which is another rubber ring water slide in the dark, and again, you could be going forwards, backwards, sideways, and you really don't know where you're going when you're in there because it is pitch black, and it is so thrilling, so fun, and again, one of the major attractions at Sandcastle Water Park. And then of course there's the Sidewinder, which again is pretty terrifying. It's a half pipe water slide. You sit on a rubber ring, you can go in a 2 or you can go on your own, and the drop is very steep. You'll go down a nearly vertical drop, then back up, back down again, back up again. It's an incredible experience, a thrilling experience, and something that all thrill seekers should definitely try out. And the fun doesn't end there at the Sandcastle Water Park. There's more slides, there's play areas, there's a catering area, there's a spa, and another pool where you can just relax, take it all in. The good thing about the Sandcastle Water Park is there truly is something for everyone. But it's now time to move on and move to the other end and take a look at the most iconic attraction in Blackpool, and that of course is Blackpool Tower. So the good thing about Blackpool Tower is it's a lot more than just getting in the lift, going to the top and taking in the views. There's actually a lot of attractions within the Blackpool Tower building. But I'm going to start by talking about the Blackpool Tower Eye experience. And that starts with a 4D cinema pre-show, which takes you above Blackpool. Now it's old Blackpool because there's some certain attractions within the town that you see on this pre-show that are long gone. But still, you get the idea. You're taken on a flight above Blackpool and in other areas of the United Kingdom, and it's just a nice little start to what is a Blackpool Tower Eye experience. The pre-show is followed by a little queuing area before you get in the lift to go up to the highest height of Blackpool Tower. Now in that queuing area is all of the history of Blackpool Tower, which is brilliant because when I was in that queue, I learnt a lot about Blackpool Tower. Once you reach the end of the queue, it's your turn to get into the lift where you will be taken to a much higher point of the Blackpool Tower. And whilst you're in the lift, it's got glass windows and you realise the sheer scale of Blackpool Tower as you're being taken higher and higher and higher, and you can just see the beach getting further and further and further away from you, and you're like, wow, this is a really, really, really tall building, and it's great to be up there. And once you're up there, you can freely wander around, you can take your time, you can be up there as short, as long as you want, you can take photos, you can take in the views, and of course, there is still steps to go even higher and take in even more views from an even higher height when you're up there in Blackpool Tower. So whilst on the subject of Blackpool Tower, it's probably a good time for me to talk about Merlin and Merlin Entertainment's involvement in Blackpool. Now, of course, Merlin are the biggest operator in the UK. They own theme parks like Alton Towers, Fort Park, Chessington, Legoland. They're not the owners of Blackpool Tower and the attractions that they run in Blackpool, but they are indeed the operator of those attractions. And therefore, you can do those attractions by having a Merlin pass. And that is where the Merlin pass really does come into good value, because you can do Blackpool Tower and several other attractions that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But also, by having that pass, it also gives you the chance to get some discounts on other attractions that are affiliated to Blackpool Tower. And I probably should mention at this point that we are in no way, shape or form affiliated to Merlin. I'm just talking about the value of the pass because I have one myself. I've had it for about 5 years. It is extremely good value and it will save you a lot of money. So this is not me trying to advertise their pass. We are no way affiliated to Merlin Entertainment, but they do offer great value. If the Merlin pass is not for you, then it's worth checking out other offers that are being put on either by Merlin or Visit Blackpool or other affiliated companies within Blackpool who have got big offers on trying to encourage you to do several attractions during the day, whether that be the Tower, the Dungeons, the Waxworks, and other such stuff that is all looped into one big ticket offer, which is sometimes a lot cheaper than buying individual tickets for all of these places. For example, you might see a ticket with 10 attractions on. You might only want to do 7 of those attractions, but it still might work out cheaper to buy the ticket for the 10 attractions rather than getting individual tickets for the 7 attractions. So we'll get to the Merlin attractions in the Blackpool Tower or Blackpool Tower area shortly, but I'm actually going to start with another attraction that we found purely by chance after we'd done the Blackpool Tower Eye experience, and that is the Dino Golf, which, I'll be honest, I didn't even know was in the tower, but we came straight to it from the exit of the Tower Eye experience, and we couldn't resist having a go. £3.50 each, 9 holes, good fun. This is something that you can experience with your friends or with your family. It's not something to be taken too seriously. It's a good laugh. It's a good little course. You don't have to be good at Crazy Golf to have a go at Crazy Golf. We had so much fun doing this. It's something that, like I say, we didn't know existed until we literally came away from the Blackpool Tower Eye experience. We saw it, we were like, £3.50 each, we've got to have a go at this. So we did. We were probably playing it for about 35-40 minutes. It was just a case of, we're here, we're having a laugh, we're playing Crazy Golf, not to be taken too seriously, and it's good family fun or good fun with your mates. Now moving on to another attraction, and this one is on the Merlin Pass. This is the Blackpool Dungeons. Now unfortunately, we have no footage of this attraction. We did ask, but we were unable to film or get any sort of footage of this attraction. So the Blackpool Tower Dungeon is an hour-long experience where you will be taken to the dark history of the UK and especially of Lancashire. During this hour-long experience, you will come face to face with actors in various different scenes. These live actors will immerse you straight into the story with their excellent storytelling, and sometimes you will become part of the story. I would absolutely love to show you more about this attraction, but no photos and no videos and no marketing materials at all to show you of this attraction. I am now going to move on to the next attraction. Moving away from Blackpool Tower itself, but staying within that area of Blackpool, it's now time for me to talk about 2 more attractions, both of which are on the Merlin annual pass. The first of those 2 attractions is Madame Tussauds Blackpool, the Waxworks. Now this is another attraction that you can take at your own pace. You can walk through it quickly or as slowly as you want to. And it's also something that you can do with a small child, with your family, on your own, or in a group of friends. It's a fun experience and it's just a little bit daft as well. The Madame Tussauds gives you the opportunity to take selfies and other photos with famous celebrities, sports stars, movie stars and musical icons, all from different generations. Just remember though, these icons are made out of wax and will not make conversation with you, but they are very realistic and they are great for fun photo and video opportunities. Another good thing about this attraction is, of course, it is an indoor attraction. So if you do go to Blackpool on a bad weather day, whether it be rain or just very windy or just cold, it is something that you can enjoy in all weathers. And especially in the winter months, if you do fancy going to Blackpool and you do have a Merlin pass and you want to use it and the theme parks are closed, it's an attraction that is mostly open for all of the year. There is dates where it isn't open. It's always worth checking the website, of course, but it is an attraction that is open a lot longer than the theme parks in this country and something that's just a bit of fun to do with your friends and your family. Another attraction nearby and also on the Merlin pass is Blackpool's Sealife Centre. This is another attraction that you can take at your own pace as you walk through various rooms where you'll see big fish, little fishes, but no cardboard boxes. You will see sharks, turtles, stingrays and more as you learn all about these fascinating creatures. And just like Madame Tussauds, this is a almost year-round attraction that is fully indoors, very warm and something that you can do in any weather and at most times of the year. There is also 2 other attractions in this area which will appeal to families with young children. That is the Gruffalo and Friends Clubhouse, and then there is the Peter Rabbit experience as well. These attractions are both located nearby to the Sealife and Madame Tussauds attractions in Blackpool, and something for families with younger children to enjoy and experience. It's now time to talk about a completely different attraction in Blackpool, but a new one, and that is the Showtown Museum. The Showtown Museum is something a little bit different, but is a new and fun way to learn about the weird and wonderful history of Blackpool. The Showtown Museum has 6 areas: the Seaside Zone, House Tricks, Magic, Circus Section, Better with Light, of course, all about the illuminations, Showtime, which focuses on the theatres, and an Everybody Dance Now section. Now I have to be honest, when I think of Blackpool, the first things I think about are roller coasters, water parks, and probably going on a night out. So to see that there was a museum in Blackpool, it's not something that I would normally do. But when I saw what the Showtown Museum was and that I could learn more about the history of Blackpool, I was interested in visiting and just had to go along and see what it was all about. I've been to Blackpool every single year of my life, so it just felt right to go and check out the Showtown Museum. And I'm glad I did, because like I say, I learned about the history of the town more, learnt about the illuminations and learnt about other things that have happened or are happening in Blackpool, and it was well worth spending an hour in the Showtown Museum. If you've ever been to Blackpool, you will know that Blackpool is full of arcades, but one in particular always stands out for me, and that is Coral Island. Not only does it have good theming on the outside, but it's always a good time when you go inside Coral Island. Like most arcades, Coral Island has things like 2p machines, family fun games, 18 plus gambling. There's even a couple of rides. There's a restaurant, and there's just so much to do. Again, whether you're a family or a group of adults, you will have a good time in Coral Island. And moving on from the arcade conversation, it's now time to talk about something else that's iconic at Blackpool, and that is of course the piers. There's North Pier, Central Pier and South Pier. South Pier is where you'll find a roller coaster, a sky coaster, a slingshot and many more thrilling attractions, including a break dance. You can pay as you go, there's no entry fee, no commitment to do every ride, and you can spend as little or as much as you like. There's also somewhere to sit and have a beer, or somewhere to just sit, watch the sea, watch things going on around Blackpool and just have a good chilled time. And then there's Central Pier, where there's more arcades than rides, but it's worth remembering they do have a very big wheel where you can take in some fantastic views all around you of Blackpool and the Irish Sea. And then there's the oldest pier in Blackpool, North Pier. North Pier is more about live entertainment, and that includes famous comedians, even some of those that might be banned in your town and cities. This pier is less about rides and more about sitting down to take in shows, the surroundings, a beer, a drink, and just enjoying your time in Blackpool whilst chilling out. And now let's move on to something a little bit more sinister, and that is Pasaje Del Terror, located outside the front of Blackpool Pleasure Beach and across the road from Blackpool's Sandcastle Water Park. Pasaje Del Terror is a dark, scary walkthrough attraction where you're guaranteed to meet scare actors who will scare you and fully immerse you into the experience of Pasaje Del Terror. It's impossible for me to talk about every attraction in Blackpool, but these are some of the attractions that stand out for me as things that you can experience as a family, with your friends, as a couple, or even as a solo traveller to Blackpool. There is quite literally something for everyone in Blackpool. And if you would like to find out about even more attractions in Blackpool, then I recommend checking out Visit Blackpool, a great website where you can find out literally everything there is to know about Blackpool. Wondering where Blackpool Pleasure Beach is? Don't worry, there's over 500 videos on this YouTube featuring Blackpool Pleasure Beach, including on-ride videos of every single roller coaster. Be sure to check those out if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this video about Blackpool. Like I say, it's impossible for me to cover every single attraction, but I love Blackpool, and I hope that when you go to Blackpool next time, you have an amazing time, and I hope that this video helps you have a great time on your next trip to Blackpool. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like, it's a little thumbs up below. Please subscribe to the channel, please comment. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.